So could you kind of just repeat what you said about you go out and you're going for a walk?
Yes.
But you're setting an intention for it.
Yes, so like segment intending. So I'm like pre-paving how I want my day to be, how I want my walk to be. So I'm going out into nature, or even like a better example, because everyone really drives in LA, except me. But pretty much when you're out in traffic, you could either focus on how people are cutting you off, how you're always getting a red light. But what if you change your focus on the traffic is at ease today, I'm flowing through, this feels good, the energy's good, this music's good, and you're kind of just pre-paving your way. When you're focusing on the positive, you get more of that in your experience.
It's very true. Okay, I'm gonna give you this seat. I'm gonna take
sit here?
I'm gonna take that one because I need the board here. When you hear her say that, what's the lesson that you're learning from it?
What's your motivation?
Your motivation. Okay, cool. So the way I'm going to describe it to you is something I call POV. P-O-V. Okay? And for me, what that means is like proposition of value. What's the value in this thing that I am doing or I'm going to give you, right? So everything that we appreciate has value to it. You wear a jacket because it protects you from the rain. You're here at the seminar to learn something and make friends. There's a value in what you're doing. There's a value in this situation or the offer. You go to McDonald's, the value is you're supposed to feel good. You kind of do for 30 minutes and then it sucks, right? Proposition of value. So when we're meeting people or we're inviting people into our life, we have to figure out what is the value we're going to offer them. What is the value in the situation, okay? And so she's talking about going for a walk. But it can be going for a walk or even something as simple as going for a coffee. And if you have trouble getting people to come for a coffee, it's not because of the coffee, it's because of you. Like, if, for example, if you're trying to meet people and you're like thinking I have to invite them out to a $200 dinner every time I meet them to get them to like it, then something's wrong with what you're doing, okay? You have to like set an intention about the reason. Because if somebody goes for, let's say somebody would want to go for a walk with her, she can go for a walk by herself. She doesn't need you to go for a walk with her. She's capable of walking by herself. If you invite her to go for a coffee, she can afford her own $3.25 for a Starbucks. Although the lattes and the pumpkin spice are probably more than that. I don't know how much they cost. So what do you, so in the reality, what are you actually inviting her into?
The adventure.
The adventure, okay, cool terminology and buzzwords. What does that mean, bro?
It means the experience, but you have to make that exciting.
Cool. Okay, so what is the experience?
You.
Oh, okay, these are all good answers, but there's no depth to them. These are like good answers, but the answer is, like, has anybody actually thought about it and figured it out?
It's like how you are viewing the experience is gonna color the other person's view of the experience.
Right. So let's
meeting with your friend.
Correct. So what's your okay? So think about it without the buzzwords. Okay. Like drop all the buzzwords that you know from me at the guys. If you were going to invite her she wants to go for a walk, or for a coffee. She's not really going for the walk or for the coffee. It's a part of it, but really it's for what? The vision. Think about it as the vision. Okay. The vision of what?
Of a great day.
For who?
For her.
For her? Okay. This marker is so bad. And who else?
For us.
You. Okay. So you're setting in spirituality they call it intention or manifestation or you might call it an alpha state also too. But I would call it you're setting a vision of what's in it for them, what's in it for you, where are you going in your life? That's the scary thing. If you don't know where you're going in your life, you can't set a vision. If you're just like, come for a walk, it would be fun, then that's not gonna work. If you're like, come for a walk because I'm taking my health seriously, that may be a little bit better. But it's like, what do you want to even talk about when you're walking? Like, what is it? Like, so when you said you go for walks, what's the intention that you're setting, the purpose. It's not just only the exercise. Are you doing it to like clear your mind? Are you doing it to like reconnect to nature? Like
for sure more of like a meditated state, and yeah, connecting with nature. I feel really like in alignment when I go for a walk. I get great ideas. It's just usually like that time for myself. But I'm always like a big believer on just kind of pre-paving your path before you step into like a segment. And like, how can I, because I'm a believer that you create your own reality. So anyone can create what's happening in their experience.
you're right.
So you're in control.
Yeah.
And I think with society, a lot of times they've tried to say you're not in control. There's other people, other experiences, but no, every being is creating for themselves. So you have to ask yourself, what are your desires? What do you want in life? How do you want it to happen? Who do you want? Things like that. And so yeah, for a walk, it's very meditating to me.
So see, when she's explaining her walk, she was like 5 or 6 different reasons of why she's on that walk, right? So if you, this is the crazy thing, right? If you, let's say you want to invite her to a club or to dinner, for example, friendship or romantic wise, we're not gonna pigeonhole it, you would have to have equal or more reasons to go for that dinner than, because she has all these reasons that she's going for this walk. You understand what I'm saying? It's so much deeper than that. So what I try to do in my life is I try to have a proposition of value. I try to figure out what I'm inviting the person into in my life. So if I say I'm gonna go for a coffee, it's not a coffee, it's like, hey, come with me for this coffee because I got a lot of projects that I'm working on and I always like to support people around me and uplift them as well. And maybe we'll come up with some great ideas. And if not, we'll just enjoy a pleasant time and unwind, right? There's a purpose to it. If I'm inviting somebody on a romantic walk, maybe, I would say something like, well, by the way, don't copy this. Don't copy, this is coming from me, right? This is like an outpour of myself. If I'm inviting somebody on a romantic walk, I'd say, hey, listen, right now in my life, I'm a guy who's very busy, but I make time for relationships that are important. I'm open to something serious with the right person, but it's all about connecting, feeling a vibe first, and making sure we have the same values and morals. So a walk is a no pressure way to feel that. Are you down for a walk? And I might get a yes at that point, because it's not about the walk, it's not about the coffee, it's not about the thing you're doing. You know, because if you're trying to always compete with the shiny object of what you're doing, you're always gonna be last. Because there's always somebody that can up you and do better in that situation. Make sense? Yeah. Cool, so I want you to everybody take, we're gonna take a moment, and you're gonna figure out what is your proposition of value or your vision. If you're inviting somebody for a coffee or a walk, what is the purpose and meaning to it? What is the reason? What is the vision for yourself? What is the vision you're inviting them into? And just write, it'll be challenging for you, because you'll be like, shit, I hate my life, nothing's going on that I like. It's like, okay, come up with 3. Come up with 3 things, okay? 3 propositions of value that you would have to go for a walk or for a coffee with you. Not just like, I'm funny. It's not a thing. It's not a thing, okay? Like, what's the real reason? What's the direction that you're going in your life? What's the intention you're setting? What's the purpose you're setting with where you're trying to go with people in your life and your relationships? And that could be a reason, okay? So, only 3 you gotta write down, okay? You can do it solo. You don't even need to be in a group. Only 3 you write down. I'll give you 5 minutes for that. And could you please give her a round of applause for her help?